What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with SPY, Tesla, and the broader markets. I'll talk about some key levels that are going to be tested and how Tesla's looking so far. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice. Anyways, as far as Tesla's moving, I'm not really seeing anything too significant on the news so far involving Tesla. We went over most of the news already in my morning video. I just want to mention that right now Tesla is looking for a very, very big test. We basically started off at 335. We pumped up to 347, came back down to the middle, back up to 345, back down over here, back up to 348. Then we came back down. So we're just trading sideways right now. And if Tesla loses 335, then I think we're going to be coming back down to fill this gap around 330. But if we try to break past 347, and if we could hold this on a 4-hour close, I think Tesla could try to push higher for the 350s. Now, as of right now, we're just choppy. We're just stuck in the range right over here. So there's not really a whole lot else that's going on. There's not much going on with the news besides President Trump giving a speech right now. But besides that, the market is still kind of stagnant. So Tesla's kind of flat right here, not really doing a whole lot. Watching to see if 340 holds or not. It's very, very choppy, so be careful with holding options. But nonetheless, we're just in this range until we see one of these levels break. So there's going to be a big test coming soon. Eventually, we're going to try to break one of these levels, and we'll see which way Tesla breaks. So keep that in mind. In terms of SPY, okay, we pushed this resistance up here around 646. We're bullish. The chart looks very bullish, higher highs and higher lows, but there could be a temporary dip back down to like 642, if not as low as 640. That's where we have this resistance becoming support. Then we'll see if we bounce off this and continue to go higher as time goes on as we're trying to make higher lows. So I want to see what happens once we touch these levels. Might be a small dip on SPY towards the 642s to 640, and then we'll see if we bounce or not. On the QQQ, we have this resistance right here around 582. We're watching these levels very, very closely. As you could tell, we're kind of stuck right over here. So I think that with the QQQ, this is also dipping a bit more, especially being led by Nvidia. We need to basically see if we hold 580. If not, we could be returning to the previous all-time high. 578 to 576 could be tested, and we'll see if we bounce off this or not from here. So please keep that in mind. We might be dipping a bit more, and we're going to see if we hold 576 to 578, and we'll see if buyers defend here. Might dip a bit more, and we'll have to see how it goes from here. For the IWM, we're favoring 230 as our resistance. Now, if we lose 228, we could turn back down. But if anything, we're favoring a push for 230. We'll have to see how it rejects or not. For ES, as you could tell, we're likely going to be testing 6450. Might be tipping just a little bit. It might even come a little bit lower towards the lower trend line. And then we'll see if we bounce off to start pushing towards the 6500s again. So it depends. Can we bounce right here around 6450 or so, or do we dip a little bit more before we try to bounce? Nonetheless, there could be a small dip before some buyers try to defend and push us higher, but the chart remains bullish nonetheless. Same thing with NQ. We're dipping towards the previous all-time high. So this level right here around 23,800 could be tested. Then we'll see if we bounce and continue to go higher. As long as we don't lose that level, we're still looking bullish. So we're still looking good so far. Bitcoin might retest 119,000 flats, and we'll see if we bounce or not. Tesla's still in the middle, stuck between supply and demand, and we're going to see if we end up losing support or not, but we're still kind of stuck right here going back and forth between these levels. There's not really a whole lot that's going on, at least thus far. So keep that in mind. Watch and see if 340 holds on Tesla. If not, we could be dipping back down towards the lows here. I don't really expect much, though. I think we're just trading sideways for now until we see a much larger move. We were trying to break out in the morning like we were talking about, only to come back down. Nvidia is dipping a bit. This is part of why the Q is also selling off, and the NASDAQ 100. So we're basically watching to see if 178 holds. If not, we could be dipping more. And if we break 181, we're looking for a bigger bounce. So watch 178.9. Let's see if buyers defend. For Aapl, if we lose 225, we're going to be dumping a lot more. But as long as we hold this, we're likely going to continue to push higher. So for now, we're looking a bit more bullish. As long as 230 holds, I think we could continue to push for 235 later on. But if we don't hold 230, we could turn back down. So we'll see if it holds. But for now, we do look a bit more bullish. For Palantir, we're going to likely retest 182.5, and we'll see if we bounce off that. Look for some downside. AMD is still looking bullish. Inverse head and shoulders setup. We also have a break from this bull flag. I want to see if 180 holds. If it does, we could continue to push for the highs again. But if we lose 180, we could turn back down for 174. So overall, we're still looking quite bullish. For Coinbase, we're also looking more bullish. I want to see if 333 breaks. If it does, we're looking for an attempt for the 340s. But if we lose 321, we're looking for this gap pull back down to 308. But we do look more bullish, at least for now. For Amazon, we look more bullish. If we break 222, we're looking for an attempt to push for like 227. Meta is looking decent. We're looking for a retest of 774, and we'll see if we bounce or not. Watch 780, then 774, and we'll have to see how it goes. Google's favoring 205 or above. And then Microsoft is also favoring a test of basically 526 to 523. And we'll see if we bounce off this or not. So it might be dipping a bit more, and we'll have to see how it goes. The VIX has been on a downtrend. This is actually still bullish. Uh, at least the market is still bullish overall in terms of the trend. The VIX is still bearish overall. This would be bullish for the stock market, at least as far as the VIX remains below 15. So even if the market does dip a bit more, we could still see a nice bounce, as once again, there's lots of buyers still defending. So keep that in mind. And as far as Tesla goes, we're range bound. We're going to see if we lose 340 to start dipping more, or if we break past 347 and hold it on the 4-hour close to start pushing higher. We're stuck in the middle for now. We're looking kind of choppy in this range. So I would recommend just being very careful with Tesla. Be patient and see if we end up getting some kind of break or not. Until I see you guys again, I thank you all so much for listening, and peace out.